What do we have here?
Whether you're just bouncing back from a long week or you're finding yourself at the beginning of a new journey, I'm glad you joined me for another episode of Coffee with Dubs. Come on in, it's hot.
All right, today hits different. Not dramatically different, not movie montage different, just quieter. It's my first real recovery day after a long stretch of work, responsibilities, meetings, appointments, projects, and trying to keep momentum moving in every direction all at once. And honestly, I think people underestimate how important recovery days actually are because somewhere along the line, society starts treating those days like rewards instead of part of the process. But recovery is not weakness, recovery is maintenance. And today is gonna be one of those days where I work on the mural project a little bit. Nothing insanely huge, just a little more progress, some more setup, some more tracing, more turning this giant, weird, beautiful idea into something real, one line at a time. And really, standing in the garage working on this thing has taught me something I wasn't really expecting. Big things are usually built in silence first. Not from applause, not from recognition, not giant celebrations, just silence. Nobody claps while you're priming a canvas. No one throws confetti because you're reorganizing your garage to function as a workspace. Nobody sees hours spent tracing rough lines into giant surface while your back hurts and your projector slowly makes your eyes go crooked every 15 minutes. But that part still matters. Actually, that part might matter the most because I think people get addicted to visible progress. We only feel accomplished if something looks finished, polished, impressive, shareable. But life doesn't really work that way. Most meaningful things spend a long time looking unfinished before they become something people recognize. And honestly, people are kind of the same way. We're all unfinished projects when you think about it, walking around pretending we're supposed to be figured out and already have our lives set. But maybe life isn't about reaching some final polished version of yourself. Maybe life is more like this mural itself. Layer by layer, line by line, adjustment after adjustment. Sometimes stepping back, sometimes correcting mistakes, realizing the rough draft actually needed to change a little bit before the final version made sense. And maybe that's what recovery days are really for. Not escaping life, recalibrating inside of it. Because when you're constantly running, constantly producing, constantly reacting to responsibilities, eventually you stop hearing yourself think. Your brain becomes all momentum and no reflections. You start confusing movement with meaning. But quiet days let you hear yourself again. And honestly, I think that's why I'm trying to shift the vibe a little today. The last talks we had have been very motivational in the keep pushing forward sense, which matters, but today feels more reflective than motivational, more observational, because I'm realizing that life isn't only about becoming stronger all the time. Sometimes it's about becoming more aware, more patient, more intentional with your energy instead of treating yourself like a machine designed only for output. And maybe adulthood isn't learning that every season isn't meant for sprinting. Some seasons are for building quietly, some for reconnecting yourself, and some seasons are for recovering enough energy to care deeply about things again. That's why I think I'm here today. Not burnt out, not defeated, just resetting. And realistically, people need to hear that more often. You're allowed to slow down without falling apart. You're allowed to build things gradually. You're allowed to take quiet days seriously, and you're allowed to create at a human speed instead of algorithmic proportions. Because meaningful things usually take longer than the internet wants them to. And honestly, that's probably a good thing because the internet is a scary place. So, shield up, come on back on the web, and see me tomorrow for another episode of Coffee with Dubs. I'm out.